guys, welcome, 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 welcome back to another video, and thank you for coming along. If you don't mind, leave a little like if you're at this point of the video. So today I am going to be reading some articles from Reddit, some Reddit posts, and just various random things. Just a whole lot of whispering and soft speaking. This is something that you can just put in the background, or you could watch it if you like. It's really just some like background type ASMR, something to like put you in a nice relaxed mood. You don't have to think too hard. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get to the video. This one is coming from Legal Advice UK. Police won't let me stop paying for the internet, which my unemployed partner uses. Partner quit the job over a year ago. They gossiped about colleagues and basically took their 6 months pay, sick, leave, and then quit. Since then, they have shown zero interest and made zero effort in re-entering the workforce. They have no mental or physical health issues. It's purely laziness. They're spending all day playing The Sims, Stardew Valley, and watching anime. That sounds beautiful, I can't lie. They're living life, stop hating. Relationship has gone down the toilet in the past 3 months. I cancelled paying for their phone's internet package and took the router with me to work. My partner threw a tantrum over this and called the police. Officers have said what I am doing could reach the threshold of coercion and control. I've been instructed to restart her phone's internet package and never to take the router again. I'm the only one who pays for both of these things. This doesn't seem right. I'm in Scotland. Can I get some advice? That's crazy. They might as well just start streaming if that's what they want to keep on doing. At least, I don't know, they could be good. Maybe, probably not though. Check it, hopefully they're good. Hopefully they're good. Okay. Just to add, she's already called the police on you once, and will not like being kicked out when you eventually get the courage to do it. It would be a very good idea to record your interactions with her, or have a witness, and track your location history through Google. The police tend to arrest first and ask questions later. In responding to domestic violence reports, you'll want to have evidence available at the scene that disproves any allegations. Smart. Let's see what somebody said to that. Deleted and deleted. Okay, so probably not good. Somebody else said, open your own bank account and pay your outgoings from it. Formally end the relationship and tell her she needs to leave. She's not a tenant, so it should be relatively straightforward. After you have documented the end of the relationship, then cancel the internet and anything else she uses. Just tell her to start streaming. Tell her to start streaming. Pull her weight in the house, or their weight, or his weight, I don't know. I can't remember who it was, but just start streaming. Just start. Okay. The police might have a point. This could be construed as coercive control. If you've reached the stage where you detest someone so much that you take the router to work with you, then just do the right thing and end the relationship. Go your separate ways. This is OP now. I want the relationship to end for a couple of months now. She's refusing to leave though. I own the house. Mortgage is in my name, but she has lived here since 2019. Somebody else said, has she been paying towards bills? Give her a month's notice. Change locks. Complications might be if she's a tenant, etc. But start sleeping in separate rooms. OP says, not since she quit work. Before that, she made us put all of our income into a joint account from 2022 to early 2025. Threatened to leave me if I didn't agree to it. In hindsight, it was a bad idea for me to agree to that. Damn. And then somebody else says, I want of our income into a joint account from 2022 to early 2025, threatened to leave me if I didn't do it. I wonder if that reaches the threshold of coercion and control. It's a very high threshold for a successful prosecution, and I don't believe that would reach it. It needs to be a case of actually controlling the other person's access to money, not just demanding that both parties' money in a joint account. Taken along with other things, it would help support the idea of an overall course of conduct, but on its own, it wouldn't be indicative. I felt very clever and brainy and tactful while I was saying those words. Let's move on to the next story. Am I the asshole for not wanting our friend to ever come back to our house after he ate literally everything we owned? No, you're not the asshole, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. My husband and I live abroad. Earlier this year, a mutual acquaintance, let's call him K, reached out saying he'd been scammed with an apartment rental and had nowhere to stay. At first, we only offered a weekend, but he was polite, helped around the house, and seemed grateful. So we ended up letting him stay the full 20 days that he'd asked for. During that time, some things rubbed us the wrong way. He never bought groceries. Multiple times he pretended he was going to pay, but forgot his wallet, or claimed he could only use Apple Pay, not accepted at our local supermarket. He'd eat way more than his share. Once my husband and I shared half a pizza and he ate the other half without contributing. Damn. Still, we felt bad for him, so we let it go. We stayed friendly, and a few months later we were planning a 17-day trip since he was struggling with rent. We offered him to stay at our place in exchange for taking care of our dog. I even wrote a Google Doc with instructions for the house, dog care, gym access, etc. I told him he could eat anything that was going to expire, fruit, veggies, yogurt, etc. When we came back, everything was gone, and I mean everything. The entire fridge, freezer, pantry. He finished 2 jars of jam, a jar of peanut butter, a giant Costco bottle of olive oil, condiments, rice, snacks, cheese, even my husband's supplements, creatine, protein, collagen. He completely destroyed a ceramic pan. He consumed things that usually last us 6 months in just 2 weeks. I honestly suspect he might have taken stuff with him because it's insane how much was missing. I didn't confront him, except to ask him to replace the pan, which he mocked me about. It's just a pan, why are you making it a big deal? I felt deeply disrespected. Now he keeps texting me, acting like nothing happened, and wants to hang out. I told my husband I don't want him in our home ever again. My husband says I'm being too harsh, and if he wants to stay friends, that's his choice. But I feel completely taken advantage of and disrespected. So, am I the asshole for not wanting to see this guy ever again and refusing to let him come back to our house? No, you're not the asshole. That's mad. That he just literally ate everything. But do you think that the husband was in on it? I don't know, he's just being very nonchalant, so I don't know. Let's see what the Reddit netizens have to say about this. Feeling like Stephanie Sue. Okay. He didn't consume it all in that time. He emptied your place and took it back to last him a while. He stole from you like he was on a shopping spree. Yeah, probably. Somebody says, yes, the olive oil is so obvious. I know, right? what was he otherwise doing? Drinking a cup of olive oil mixed with some creatine for breakfast every morning. I am imagining some madman making a pint of Italian vinaigrette and just chugging it. That sounds pretty good, to be fair though. I can imagine that. I have a friend that has done this with salt, olive oil and hot sauce, to just name a few. Not a full pint, but just picking it up and pouring it in his mouth. I don't invite him over to my house anymore. Yeah, that's pretty weird. That's funny though. Okay, let's look for another story. Now guys, in this video, I'm not sure what type of stories I'm going to be reading, so if the next one is sad or scary, then we'll go through it together, okay? Okay. Alright, okay, I found one. Spotify support told me to read their refund policy, so I did, and forced them to give me a refund. So my Spotify premium renewed today because I forgot to cancel. I immediately checked their refund policy online and confirmed I was eligible, so I cancelled the plan, literally within minutes, and hopped on support chat to ask for the refund. Seems simple, right? Wrong. The agent, Christina, gave me a classic runaround. She said the 14-day refund policy only applies to your initial sign-up. And since I'd been a member for months, I was out of luck. She even sent me a link to the policy to prove her point, telling me to read it. This is where the malicious compliance comes in. I did exactly what she said. I read the policy, and then I went deeper and found their full, legally binding terms of use. And what did I find? In section 3, under withdrawal right, it clearly states you have 14 days after your purchase to withdraw for any reason. A monthly renewal is a new purchase. My own research before the chat was correct. I went back to Christina and quoted the terms of use directly. She put me onto hold to check backstage, then came back with the same denial. Her team was doubling down on the incorrect script, so I played my final card. I sent this message. Since this dispute is specifically about the legal interpretation of the withdrawal right in your terms of use, could you please provide the contact information for Spotify's legal department or the appropriate office for handling formal contractual disputes? The change was instant. Suddenly, she had to see what she could do. 5 minutes later, I've managed to ask for some support with our backstage team, and we can go ahead and process a refund for you. They folded like a cheap suit. Their business model counts on you giving up. Don't. You are entitled your money back. TLDR. Spotify tried to deny my invalid refund by misinterpreting their own policy. I read their legal terms of use as they suggested, cited it back to them, and when they still refused, I asked for the legal team's contact info. They immediately processed the refund. Don't let them push you around. Yeah. Eat it up, get that refund. It's crazy how these big businesses play. They're literally billion-dollar like businesses, and they are giving you the runaround for what, like, what, $14? That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's see what the comments have to say about it. Okay. They folded like a cheap suit. They never expect people to read the terms and conditions, let alone understand and apply them. Kudos for calling them out and getting your refund. OP says, they're trying to follow a script. The trick is to give them a problem the script doesn't cover. Asking for the legal team instantly turns a customer service issue into a management issue. Her manager did the math and realized the refund was the cheapest option. It works every time. Give them a problem the script doesn't cover. Exactly that. And somebody wrote, what do I do with anal polyps? This next one is pretty funny. This is on Reddit. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for telling a kid to shut up on the plane? No, you're not. You're 100% in the right. And I'm not even being sarcastic. Okay, let's get to the story. Today I went holiday with my wife, and we sat to our designated seats, and in front of us there were 3 kids, with 3 mothers sitting on the row parallel to them. 2 of the slightly older kids, 10 to 12 years old, were well behaved, but the youngest, 8 to 9 years old, was such a spoiled little monster, shouting and screaming if he would not get what he wanted, not listening to the mother to stay quiet, or in his seat for taking off, pressing on the seat in front of him with his legs, and so on. He really does sound like a spoiled little monster. I was quite irritated and appalled by such bad behaviour, and just looked at my wife with my eyes in disbelief, since the mother tried to keep him under control. The flight took off. He got his iPad and watched cartoons. I had my headphones on and fell asleep, but as the plane landed quite far in the landing strip, we had quite a while to wait. The kids started screaming and shouting for this and that, throwing a tantrum, and I just had enough. Sat up a bit, looked at him and said, "Yo kid, you need to shut up." The kid stopped, said nothing, and the mum said, He's just a kid. But if you cannot control your kid to the point I hear him through noise cancelling, it is a bit much. In my opinion, I did everyone a favour. Even his siblings were tired of him, with his brother saying, I mean, he's not wrong, but not exactly right, which I found a bit funny. Also, the boy that I told to shut up sat on his seat facing me and stared at me for a while in defiance, I suppose. Doubt I created a drama or anything. TLDR, I told a kid to shut up on the plane after he kept shouting and his mother could not bring him under control. Am I the asshole? Edit. We were on the plane for 20 minutes before departing. The flight was 1 hour and 20 minutes. We waited another 20 to 30 minutes before getting off after landing. Edit number 2. After reading some of the comments, my wife brought to my attention the kid is younger. In her opinion, the kid is 4. I do not believe so, since the kid was quite articulate in his speech, knows how to use an iPad. Then again, I have no kids, so I leave it up to you. Maybe deduct some years. I did not ask him personally. I get getting to the point where you want to tell a kid to shut up, but personally, I probably would not do that, even if he was being super annoying. Because sometimes you just get to this point where you just focus on the thing that annoys you. But I get that could be so annoying though, like those really screechy kids. That's crazy. But to be honest, I've never had that on an airplane ever. So I'm pretty blessed and lucky, and I know all my subs are blessed and lucky, so let's go. Let's read some of the comments. Let's get to the comments. As a parent myself, if my kid wasn't listening to me, which one of mine never listens to a word that I say? If a stranger said what you did, I'd appreciate it. As the old saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. You just happen to be part of the village that picked up on this kid's bad behaviour. Somebody said, my kid generally is very good, but yeah, if he had a monster moment and none of my usual begging, bribing and pleading didn't work. That line was a joke for your information. A stern snip from a stranger would do the trick. He's never given anyone a chance, but still. I'm not a parent, but I kinda wouldn't like it if somebody just said it to my kid, but I get it, to be honest. God, I do not want to be a parent anytime soon. In the future. Somebody else said, generally my problem child was well behaved in public, thank goodness. But yeah, a good old telling off by a stranger would do a trick in the moment. To be honest, as a child, I was so naughty, and I was the same, I was uncontrollable. I don't know, I just got try so many different things. But yeah, I guess that's why ASMR helps me so much now, because it literally just does help me to let go of everything and just wind down. But yeah, somebody else said, oh, the person from before said, I have the opposite problem, to be fair. My kid is a complete angel for literally anyone in any situation, but can be a pollutant little lawyer with me, though often and sweet and kind too. Chatting back, questioning me under oath of pinky promise constantly. He still does that. He still does what I say, but he needs a detailed explanation first. It used to bother me really, really, really deeply. I once broke down to his psychologist, autistic ADHD, saying that the world gets a better version. I told her that I constantly get messages from his dad saying, "You're a good mom, you were so well behaved with the so-and-so today." But I'm the butler, the nurse, the frustration sponge. She said very warmly that typically only frightened children are constantly little angels for their mothers. This revelation has improved my mental health and patience for his crap 1,000-fold, and we are both better for it 4 years on. So true. As a teacher, I have come across many archangels at school, devils born at home with parents tearing their hair out as to why I get the best version. Generally, it is because they have to put all of their resources into paying attention in class, using their manners, working to the best of their ability, etc. That when they come home, they are in a safe space where they are not being monitored socially and kind of fall apart. It is a normal response, especially for neurodivergent children who mask. As frustrating as they can be, I have a soft spot for those lawyer students like your son. They do well in drama and persuasive writing tasks. Any parent of a child with challenging behavior in the classroom who says it does not happen at home is either lying or abusive. Damn, this is kind of hitting close to home because I was a very, 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 hyperactive kid. I wasn't very naughty at school, but I just found it very hard to focus, so I just kept talking to everybody. So I guess that was being a little naughty, but I wasn't very, destructive or anything. I just love to chat, yep, But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a bit of a different one than what I'm normally doing. Let me know if you like this, and if you like more videos like this, and if there's anything you want me to read about or talk about or anything like that, just let me know in the comments below.